I used to be all alone in my search for growth, in my search for something more to life. I came to a place where I asked myself, like, is this it? Like, really? Is this it? I was working a job on a factory and I was like, is this it? If this is it, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't want to do this if there's not more to life. And here is where everything started when I felt down, and honestly, there was a time where I felt like I wanted to take my life. I wasn't happy anymore and I couldn't really find happiness anywhere. And then later on in life, my journey really started. I started my company, I made some money, I got all the cars, I got houses, I had a really beautiful partner, I had friends, or what I thought was friends, and I really thought I had it all. I came to like the next threshold in life. I understood that this, like, was this it? I thought that this was it. I thought I would be happy when I got all the material stuff on the outside. I really wanted, like, I had a time I had a couple of Mercedeses, I had go-karts, I had a paramotor, I was flying, and like I had house, and I had a huge house, and I had my company, and I was doing all of these things. But even if I did all of these things, I was still not happy inside. I couldn't understand what I was doing wrong because I was running so fast towards something that I thought would make me happy. And then one day, I was like, I made some money. Like, I made a couple of million in my business, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make even more because then I'm gonna buy myself a yellow Lamborghini. I'm gonna buy myself a yellow Lamborghini, and then when I get the Lamborghini, everyone would like accept me, love me, appreciate me, look at me, and value me. Because I think that in the bottom was the thing that I really wanted. I wanted someone to really be there. I wanted someone to really care. I wanted to have connection with someone that I really cared for. And at this time, I thought the yellow Lamborghini would give it to me. So then I had this really bright idea. Like, this is how deeply I really wanted this. I had this idea. Listen to this, and maybe you had this too. I found this event, and this event promised to make me, like, it promised to teach me to make more money. And I was like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. Like, I got the things that I want, and I can only see that there's one thing left in my life, and that's that yellow Lamborghini. When I get the yellow Lamborghini, everyone would accept me. Everyone was kind of like, they would look up to me. They wouldn't look sideways like they did now. They wouldn't be jealous of me. They wouldn't be like angry, or they wouldn't reject me. And some people really even abandon me. They wouldn't do that because when I get the yellow Lamborghini, they would all love me. So I found this event, and at this event, and by the way, first of all, it cost me $10,000. This event cost me $10,000, and it was a stretch for me back then. I was like, what? I never been to an event in my whole life. And plus that, I needed to get flights and accommodation. So that was another $5,000 at the time. So $15,000 total to go at this event. I was like, well, this is wild. But what do I have to lose? I have everything and I'm not happy. I want the Lamborghini. Let's go. And here is where the journey really started, where I can understand that, in my heart, it was not really the Lamborghini that I wanted. Even though I love cars, I absolutely love cars. And, sometimes I have a super cool car and sometimes I don't. But what I wanted in the bottom of my heart was connection with like-minded people. I wanted acceptance. I wanted someone that I could talk to deeply. I wanted someone that is like-minded. I wanted someone that was on the same journey as I was. I wanted to meet people and hang out with people that was just like me. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be understood. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to feel the energy of positive, like, people. Like, I wanted the excitement. I wanted the fun. I wanted the curiosity. I wanted that, like, the really fun stuff. and I wanted the connection with like texting with them after, and like a lot of them that I met back then is still my friends to this day. And that is a beautiful place. I know people, and even myself, I met partners in these places where I've gone on a journey for a long time together with. It's a beautiful thing. And I got really hooked at this. This really, I was like, wow, this magic that happens here, I never seen anywhere else. The synchronicities and the manifestations, they were instant. You asked for something and boom, something popped up. And the thing was just exactly what you wanted. Like all of the growth, the learning, the magic. I was like, wow, this is so cool. Why doesn't this exist where I'm from? Why doesn't it exist? And that moment, I was like, I'm gonna do this myself. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna create this space. Because I couldn't find people in the normal world that was just like me. It was just like, I couldn't do it. Like I really tried to find people and I couldn't. So I felt so lonely. And something inside of me screamed for change. Like, we want this, like, so it was like a group of small kids in this inside. I was like, we want this, Michael, we want this, do more of it. And I remember I was like, go, go, go. And like, okay, I'm going. And maybe my life looked at this point like I had everything together. Like I was the expert in my hometown. I had the money, like I had the cash flow, I had the house, I had the cars, I had all of these things. But inside, I was basically drowning in my own sewage system. I was eating the wrong stuff, and I was treating my body really badly. I could barely sleep, and I had so much stress. All of this stress for what? For feeling like why I came to a point where I was like, why am I even doing this? Why am I even doing this to myself? And I felt that I was miserable. I had a relationship at the time and we couldn't get along and I didn't know what to do. And I tried everything that I like possibly could find because I wanted this person I wanted to be with her. And she was a beautiful person and she still is. But at some level, I couldn't make it happen. And then at the same time, I was juggling with this. I remember I have symptoms on my body, my hands and my feet. And like, I had different like eczema that popped up on my body. It was not nice at all. And I couldn't understand what I was doing wrong because everyone else was kind of like, either was cheering me on and they're like, yes, Michael, you're doing the right thing. Or they were really jealous of me. And I couldn't really understand what I was doing wrong. And every time I came to these events, and even if when I sat in the plane, I was like, finally, I can relax and sleep and let my body heal. And then I had an epiphany. And it changed everything. The day I understood why people do what they do is because of energy. Why people felt so good and they were like doing what they really loved and everything was functioning in their life and they could like do it for, I was amazed to see all of these people like, you're doing what you love doing and you have energy. I was like, how's that even, like, how's that functioning? But I saw that I was so misaligned in what I was doing and what my heart, soul, inner being wanted me to do. And I understood that energy really comes when you're doing the right thing. And when you do the right thing and you're a lot of people at the same place, all of a sudden that energy transforms and changes people to a degree that nothing else do. And I said to myself, I want to create a space where people feel safe, where people feel like all this amazing transformative energy and where they have all of these magic moments, that life-changing growth that they long for and where they kind of like can see it happen in front of them. So the main thing why people are stuck is because of their energy. It's because of the energy in their body. I experienced myself. I've done over 50 events since 2018. And don't forget, in like 2020 and up, there was a couple of years that was completely off. Like there was nothing happening there. So it's not many years. I've done so many. I checked every ceremony that you can find. I've checked every event, basically. I've done all the like man groups, I done all the events, I done all the shamanic stuff all around the world, and I come to conclusion that this thing that I have is extremely potent because it's a blend of all of them. So the big plan is here is to take everything that healed me and put it in this one event. And I did this in Sweden and in Mexico. I've been doing this in Mexico and Sweden with such a success. When they walk out of this event, life is never the same again. Like, these things are extremely potent, and it works on every single human on planet, because we're all made up of energy. And when things start to move, I used to say that a sick body has a sick mind. When we heal the mind, the body automatically heals. If you look at the testimonials later down, there's a lot of people that says that I haven't done nothing, and I lost one girl. She lost 17 kilos in 10 weeks without doing anything. How's that even possible? Well, I can tell you it's because of energy and the change of energy in her mind. It's very powerful, but it hasn't been that easy all the time. During these years, I've been doing these events, and I started to scale them up, and like we came to a number of like 30 people, and my mind went like, who am I to teach this? Who am I to do this? Who do you think you are? You can't do this. And I self-sabotaged. I self-sabotaged myself on the thing that I love to do the most, and I fell back, and ever since it's been growing on me in my mind, and I was almost that I was hating myself for giving up on my own dreams. I was doubting myself, and I was not in a good place at all. I had all of this sadness. I had all of the shame. The shame is horrible because you can't really see it. It's just there. I had all of the negative anger. I had so much anger, resentment, and doubt, and shame, and all of this stuff. And I had to process them through my own exercises over the years. And now I finally came to a point where it's like, it's time to rock and roll, baby. It's time to do this in a way that no one else has done this. That's why I'm giving away. You will see in the checkout. There's a gift for you down in the checkout. And because I want people to feel safe. Because when they feel safe, they will go, they will do it. But if they don't feel safe, they won't come. And I noticed this over years, because the body many times even self-sabotage. We will talk about self-sabotage at the event, but we self-sabotage by not showing up. Maybe your stomach getting really upset, maybe you get a headache, maybe you're really tired, maybe you have a self-talk that's very negative. And a lot of this stuff, I'm going to tell you exactly how to break all of the self-sabotage so you never do it again. But this is what I've seen shows up in people and myself over the years. And there was one last thing that was needed to be emptied out of me before I could really step into the greatest version of self. And that is also a thing that we're going to do at the event. But it was the deep-rooted belief that I think I share with a lot of people. Deep-rooted belief I had that I believe that if I express myself fully, I will then get alienated, hated on, looked down to. They will try to take me down and hate me. And when I had this belief, it made me literally hate myself for not expressing, because expressing was my natural state. And so many of us have so much that we want to express, but we can't do it. But when that finally was taken out of me, there was no stop and no going back of expressing fully. This is a really unique experience where you get to become, and it's also when you look at the testimonials later, one of the girls says, I didn't change, I just became who I always been. I became who I always been, and that's exactly what happens when you come to the event. You're gonna go back and like rip off all of these labels that people put on you, and then you're gonna become the person that you always been. It's a very, very cool process when you see people go through this, and all of a sudden they just like rip it open like never before. And then they go out in the world and they do all of the things that they dreamed about for a really long time. and it's just an amazing process. This is a totally unique experience. It does not exist anywhere in the world. I will only do this price once in a lifetime because this is the new start of the new program. It only happens once and then it goes back to the normal price. We're gonna have so much fun because this process is fun. It's a way where you can connect with like-minded people. Like, you will see that the people that comes are just like you. And all of a sudden, you have a peer group, a tribe of people that thinks, acts, and are just like you. It's a very cool thing. And I love that because all of a sudden, we meet like ourselves in this process, and we get to meet friends that last forever, or even, partner. Sometimes people meet the love of their life, and it's even better. It's like the best Tinder you can ever get. And I would say that there is no risk at this, because if you don't feel halfway into the program that this is for you, you can just get a refund, no questions asked. You can keep all the bonuses that's down here. And that's a lot of bonus. It's like 1,100 euros worth of bonuses. You get them for free. But I am so certain that you will love this process and you come out like everyone else and just like, yay! And you will feel, not just in your mind, you will embody the difference within yourself, becoming the real you who you always been. So now go get your ticket before we run out. We have a few early birds. Go get that ticket. Also, there's a surprise for you in the checkout, so make sure you check that out. You're gonna love it. It only happens this event, only one time. Never again. Never, never, never again. After that, the price goes up and back to the normal price. I hope I see you at the event, and thank you so much for watching this. I love you and see you soon.